Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Solminod Show with Sonya. My name is Sonya Doswell, and I am your host. We have a fantastic show prepared for you today. We have a very dear friend and former guest on the Solminod Show here with us. His name is Kevin "The Fire" Burns. The Fire is his stage name because he is a professional MMA fighter. He has fought in the UFC on 5 separate occasions. He is fit, he is fierce, and he is coming today with great and valuable information for us. So grab your pen and notebook and get ready to jot some great information down. In the first segment, we're going to go ahead and talk about fitness and the commitment of that and what that looks like, and then we'll transition to nutrition and talk a little bit about that. Kevin also has a very interesting and effective line that he has come up with, and it's called Rapid Fire Relief. In fact, if you go to rapidfirerelief.com, you can read all about it. It's gone international. All the fighters are using it, and you too can use it for your aches and pains. It's all natural. You'll love it. And how do I know that? Because I recently found out that I have a torn rotator cuff in my right shoulder from overuse. 28 years as a softball pitcher and a setter in volleyball, I think has taken its toll, and the weightlifting and golf I'm sure didn't help. But anyway, we are going to get everything taken care of. The tendon is torn off the bone, and I have a fantastic surgeon by the name of Dr. Jacobson who will be reattaching the tendon to the bone. We have decided what we're going to do is we're going to film this surgery. So if your tummy gets a little bit queasy when that segment is on, I'll let you know ahead of time if you need to turn away. But for those of you who are intrigued by that, we will go ahead and have the surgery recorded for you. We'll have Dr. Jacobson right here in the studio as a guest on our show. He'll walk us through the surgery. He'll talk about prevention, and he'll talk about rehab afterwards. So we'll have the surgery sometime in December. Not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to getting full rotation back here in my arm. So I was here in hair and makeup getting everything prepped before the show, and I was talking to Kevin about that. He pulled out one of his Rapid Fire Relief products. He sprayed it on my arm, and within 5 minutes, the pain was gone. Yes, it is just temporary, but I mean, the pain was gone and has lasted since. So it has been wonderful. Check out Rapid Fire Relief. I want to let you know that in next week's show, we have another dear friend, Clayton Holmes, will be joining us. We'll be Skyping him in from Wenatchee, Washington. Clayton is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He has a life that has been very interesting. He's experienced a wide variety of things in his life, many crises in his life, especially in his younger years. He's writing a book right now, and he's going to talk about it on the show next week, so be sure to tune in. I have an interview I'll be sharing with you with Coach Lenny Wilkins, 3-time NBA Hall of Fame inductee, has been a guest on Solminod on several occasions, and we'll be sharing that interview with you. We have Cheryl Haskins will be with us, and she's author of an amazing book, Personal Trainers, Nutritionists, and many others. So tune in. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you after the break.
The new Ultramount system from Western makes hooking up your plow so simple. Even you know what we mean.
Ford F-Series is America's MVP, best-selling truck for 35 years straight. Truck Month is going on now at Noble Ford. Come into Noble Ford today and score a touchdown on an all-new 2012 Ford F-150 for only $351 a month. Even earn some extra yards and get a 5-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on your new F-150. Buy today and choose new tires or oil changes for life. It's Truck Month at Noble Ford of Indianola. Online 24/7 at nobleford.com.
Fall is just around the corner. Make sure your furnace is up to the task. Have Thrasher Service check your furnace for only $82. Thrasher Service offers GeoStar geothermal heating and cooling, which can save you money on your heating bill. So before the cold weather hits, call Thrasher Service, serving the Des Moines area since 1978.
Let our family at Thrasher Service make your family comfortable year-round. Call us at 262-2229 or visit us online at thrasherservice.com.
Sell things you no longer need for more money in your pocket. Herman's Fine Jewelry.
Hey everybody, welcome back from the break. We have a great show in store for you here today. We have a returning guest by the name of Kevin Burns. Kevin was a guest with us on Solminod when we were airing on the internet. He is a dear friend and he is a professional MMA fighter. So I'd like to introduce you to and welcome Kevin Burns. Welcome to the Solminod Show.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here.
Glad that you can be here. It's actually Kevin the Fire Burns, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Kevin the Fire Burns.
And we're going to hear all about that fire and why it burns, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so you are a professional MMA fighter, and
Yes, I
you
am.
have fought in the UFC 5 times. Is that correct?
I have. I fought in the UFC 5 times. And it's very interesting with the UFC. There are, for each weight class, 40 spots globally that are given to fighters, and it's everybody else in the entire world vying for those 40 spots. So they're cutting up to 5 people guaranteed every single show that they have. So it's in to get out. So for me to be able to be in there 5 times is pretty cool, but I have all the intentions of the world to be back very soon.
And what weight class are you fighting at?
I fight in the welterweight division, so that's
Okay.
170 pounds for those of you that are new to the sport. And I walk around somewhere between 190 and 195 pounds, make the large cut in 5 days, down to my yeah. It is. It's pretty crazy.
That's
But
intense.
It is. My wife and children somehow endure me through that time of not eating, and they're really great.
I
Very
bet you're not at your
supportive.
sweetest, are you?
I am definitely not my sweetest, but I do what I have to do to make
But,
weight.
hey, it preps you for going in the octagon,
It
huh?
does. I am perfectly in the mental state I need to be in to go into the octagon and do what I do.
And you have a fight coming up here pretty soon?
I do. I'm fighting December 15th at Ralston Arena in Nebraska.
Okay.
And for those that are interested, you can go to ralstontix.com
Okay.
for tickets. Hopefully you and Vernon can have a chance to
Yep.
come out as well.
We would
It'd
love
be
to.
fantastic.
Absolutely. Head out with Chris and Michelle.
Yes, yes.
Great. Okay, now I have a lot of viewers who are watching today who are dedicated football fans, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever it might be. And I know, like myself, you are a true fan of athletes and
Absolutely.
all that goes into that. But we may have some viewers today who are just not quite sure about this whole MMA thing and this whole
Sure.
octagon thing, not being in the ring and so forth. So can we talk a little bit more about the sport and what it entails? MMA stands for Mixed Martial Arts.
Mixed martial arts, that's correct.
Which is a mixture of what?
It's a mixture of all martial arts. Primarily, though, as the sport has evolved, it's really a mix of grappling, submission holds, joint locks, chokes, wrestling, which would be your takedown art of getting somebody from the feet to the floor, and all of your stand-up, which in my case is Muay Thai kickboxing. And as most people have continue to mature in the sport, Muay Thai kickboxing is really taken over because it's usually the most effective. You still see some people that are in Taekwondo and Kung Fu and those types of things that are doing it, but to be successful, they have to train in all of them. Otherwise, it's very easy to pick out somebody's weakness, take them out of their element, and beat them quickly. So.
And so do you believe that you came into the world this way and that you were fighting in your mama's womb, or when did this all take place in your mind that you want to go in and
Right.
terrorize people like this?
Sure.
And take the hits.
And take the hits. That you find out real quick. I can't tell you how many times people come to our gym and they're like, I want to be a fighter. I want to be a fighter. I'm at
No, you
I want to
don't.
be a fighter. And I'm like, okay, let's get you in. And you find out once they get punched in the face how much they really want to be a fighter,
Right.
or not. But
Right.
I've always been very active in all sorts of sports. I loved football. I loved the hitting part of football. I was a defensive back and a strong safety.
You grew up right here in Iowa, didn't you?
I did. I grew up in a small town in western Iowa called Glidden, and then played football in college for a year. And I hurt my shoulder, stopped playing sports, and at that point really thought athletics was over for me. And I started to work at Wells Fargo, was pursuing a professional career in sales and sales management. And as a hobby, I was working out and doing taekwondo as a hobby, yeah, right? And doing jiu-jitsu. And pretty soon I'm like, man, I handle these people in the gym. You guys are getting paid pretty well to do this.
Right.
I should totally do it. My wife's like, you're crazy. There's no way you should do that. And I was finally able to convince her over a bottle of wine, caught her a weak moment. And that was sort of the start for me. But it's been fun. I would never look back and have done it any different. But to your question, I don't think I came out thinking, when I grow up, I'm going to be a professional mixed martial arts fighter. But knowing what I know now, it's definitely something that's in my blood. And that type of competition is never exuberated any better than in a cage where somebody else is going to try to come after you. I mean, there's no other pure form of competition other than that.
And so how many years have you been fighting now as an MMA fighter?
I've been professionally fighting in mixed martial arts since August 19th of 2006. Last time, my tetanus shot. I can always remember. I go to the doctor and they're like, when was your last tetanus shot? August 19th, 2006.
I was like, and you remember the day?
Absolutely. It was my very first professional fight. I'd gotten cut, had to go, and they always look at me, they're like, you remember the day? I'm like, I do very well. I won.
Remember it well. That's right.
Yes. It was a great night.
Well, let's talk a little bit, if we can, Kevin, about the training that is required to
Yes.
go into this, to be successful, to be able to go pro.
Sure. You know, the training part is the most rigorous and mentally taxing, to be quite honest with you. And it's all facets of my life and any person's life that really is serious about doing it. Starts with nutrition. I mean, I have somebody does all my meal planning for me, and I'm constantly consulting with them to look at and adjust what I'm eating so that I'm fueling my body correctly. Because with the stress I put my body through training, I notice more than anything if my nutrition's off, and if I'm not getting the foods that I should be getting or the supplements that I should be getting, I don't perform nearly to the level that I know I can.
And I know in the second segment we are going to delve into this whole aspect of the importance of proper nutrition.
Sure.
I have a lot of questions, and we have viewers that
Yeah.
have written in with questions. So
From
we'll
the
come back.
from the athletic side of things, I focus on really 4 major areas: strength and conditioning. I have a strength and conditioning coach where I'm doing a lot of plyometric type lifting as well as Olympic lifts and everything built for explosion, really, to make sure that I'm in shape, muscular-wise and whatnot throughout everything. But additionally, I have hours per week that are dedicated to wrestling. I have hours per week that are dedicated to jiu-jitsu, and I have more hours that are dedicated to stand-up. When you put all that together and you look at what the total picture looks like, my weekly training schedule, not including any other stuff that I do, is right around 25 to 30 hours, depending on where I'm at in my training camp.
And you have two babies at home.
I have 2 little girls, my princesses.
You have
Yes.
2 little princesses at home, your wife, and Wells Fargo has been so generous. They are working with you, but you still work part-time.
I do. I still work part-time
they're
at
a
Wells
trainer.
Fargo, training salespeople in their different channels of work, and I enjoy that. Honestly, it gives me a little bit of balance between all of the stuff I do fighting and the professional side, and if anything, gives me more perspective on fighting to look at things with a different set of eyes logically to help me compete and to compete smarter than I would possibly if I wasn't still doing something like that.
So this 25 to 30 hours in the gym that you're talking about with
Yes.
the various sorts of training, how many hours per night? Are you going in and into the ring and doing some fighting, or is it a combination of the weightlifting or
Sure.
the plyo, or
I
how do you break
almost
that up?
everything until the last week of training. I'm done with everything by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. When I decided to do this, and I was talking to my wife, I, in a way, wanted as much to fight to provide a way for myself to spend time with my kids
Right.
and my family at night, because I mean, they're obviously what comes first for me.
That's right.
So I don't train at all at night, honestly, zero until the last couple weeks. But I'm up at 4:42 every day on the nose. I mean,
Not 4:30, but
4:42.
4:42.
4:42. That's
Okay.
exactly how many minutes it takes me to get in my car and make it to the gym. I know
Okay.
exactly, 4:42. But I get up 4:42. I'm working out in the morning, and then I work out at noon, and that's usually my longer workout. I start at 11. I usually work out from 11 to 1 every
Okay,
day.
hold up. Okay, so you work out at 4:42 in the morning. Then you go back and you do a midday workout at noon?
Yeah, at 11.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm tracking. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's my Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And on Saturday, I go in, and that's our big sparring days. And I go in and spar from 11 to 2:30, roughly. And those are pretty rough days. Sunday, that's my day of rest. And I just kind of kick back, try to do as much rehabilitation for my body as I can to recover and get ready for the next week.
Wow, that is major commitment. My goodness.
It is. It is. But I never have any stress. It's great. Well,
Right.
Until I'm cutting food out of my diet. And it's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story.
Yes.
So we just have about 30 seconds left, but in this segment. But in regards to training, for our viewers that are out there, what would be your sentence or two that you could recommend for them to be healthy, fit, and strong wherever they're at? Not to train to be an MMA fighter.
Sure. Be committed, be consistent, and do not get sidetracked by setbacks, because people get sick, they have kids, they have all kinds of stuff. Don't do it. go forward and be consistent.
Well, there you go. You heard it from Kevin. We'll be right back.
Give your friends and family a taste of Iowa this holiday season with gifts from the Heart of Iowa Marketplace. We specialize in Iowa-themed gifts and gift baskets filled with wonderful Iowa products. Call, click, or visit Heart of Iowa Marketplace today.
$600 Monkeys, West Glen Town Center.
Having company? Embarrassed by your bathroom? Give Rebath of Central Iowa a call and let them easily transform your bath into a space you can be proud of. And they can do the job in as little as 1 day. And Rebath has a lifetime warranty. From simply changing out your fixtures to a completely new look from floor to ceiling. Your new bath won't crack, peel, rust, or mildew.
You call it relaxing, we call it Rebath. Call us at 262-9075 or visit us online at rebathofcentraliowa.com.
Big, small, fluffy, or scaly, pets are a part of our family. They deserve quality care when it comes to keeping them healthy. When caring for your critters, you should only trust Dr. Anderson of Anderson Animal Hospital. The Anderson Animal Hospital offers care for all kinds of pets, from the smallest chinchilla or mouse to the biggest German Shepherd or horse. Whether it's a routine vaccination, toenail trim, or necessary heartworm prevention or surgery, Dr. Anderson offers consistent care for your pet. Call or stop in today.
Hi there, I'm Bob. How can I help you?
My car's making kind of a tink-tink sound.
Is it a tink, 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 or has it got a clunk in there?
It's got kind of a clunk in it.
Oh, we can fix that.
Great, thanks.
Bob's Transmission. We know the sounds your car makes and how to fix them.
Hey everybody, welcome back from the break. We have professional MMA fighter Kevin the Fire Burns in the house, and we're going to transition right now and talk a little bit about nutrition. Fascinating, controversial subject, and there's a million answers out there, isn't there?
There are a million answers. What I've found in all of the exposure that I've had is keep it simple. People get, well, I need to do this diet, I need to do that diet, I need to do this, and at the end of the day,
we don't like diets.
I like the word.
Yes.
The true meaning of the word diet, I absolutely love it. But
which
people
is?
That would be of the actual nutrition that you're putting into your body on a daily basis. What does that consist of? That is your diet.
That's right.
But most people say, what diet are you doing? And they're thinking about, are you doing the cabbage diet? Are you doing the Atkins diet? Are you doing and the list goes on. And I'm like, no, I'm actually just being healthy and doing the nutritional diet.
Right.
Right?
Right.
No pun intended, but the nutritional diet and staying healthy. And it's really easy. People always tell me, they're like, I don't have time to cook, I don't have time to do all this stuff. And I laugh and really almost I push it aside. I have a family of 4, and we impose the menu style. Every 2 weeks on Sunday, we sit down as a family and we draw from a repository of roughly about 50 recipes.
And where'd you get those?
Simply Delicious. I'm a cook, love to cook. I do all the cooking at my house.
Great cook from what I hear.
I like to think so. My wife likes to think so, which is good. But I like to bake too. That's always a little interesting. But I subscribe to all kinds of magazines for simple, quick, nutritional dishes that I can make for my family that everybody would like. And we're always trying something new. I always try some new recipe. And if we like it, it goes into the repository. If we don't, it's fine. I mean, I'll make it once and be done with it. But we pull from that repository of roughly about 50 recipes every 2 weeks. And then we go to the grocery store as a family and buy all the groceries, fresh, organic, and there's no question. When you get home from work, the kids come home from school, what are we having for dinner tonight, Daddy? Let's look on the calendar, it's right there. We look at the menu, this is what we're having. And all the stuff's already purchased and prepared. And what's interesting is I found over the course of time, we save money. People are like, I can't spend the money to eat organic. I'm like, do you realize how much more money you spend buying processed meals than what you would by getting organic and cooking it yourself.
That is a
And
huge complaint
it's
in this
huge.
nation, and I think if we would take after our brothers and sisters over there in Europe who go to their market daily and
Sure.
and purchase their meats and their produce fresh, organic, right there.
Absolutely.
You know, we could save a lot of money. That's just a myth, isn't it? You
It
can
is.
save a lot of money.
It is a myth, and for the meat side, people are like, oh, if you go look at the store, the organic meat's so expensive. With a little bit of research online, personally, I use Thankful Harvest. It's a small grower out of Holstein, Iowa. Delivers right to my house. I don't have to go anywhere, and he will deliver to my house, and I'm getting organic grass-fed beef for $5 a pound. That's cheap comparatively to whatever else, and it comes to my house. So
Can't beat that.
No, you absolutely can't. Those choices are out there, and people just don't look to find what they are, you know. But it's so important. Nutrition plays such a big role in what I do. And I know that my kids are growing. I want them to be healthy, so I can instill those same values in them. And they don't even know what processed food is. And if they're ever in my house, they'll never know what processed food is.
It's not a whole lot of
processed
cans and
cooked
boxes
burnt.
in your home, huh?
No, the only boxes would be boxes of pasta, but
Right.
that's organic pasta.
Right.
That'd be the closest thing to a box that you would see in my house.
Right.
Otherwise, the box is Chef Burns making up whatever I have to cook.
And that would
So-
not be Chef Boyardee.
No,
but
no
Chef
Chef
Burns.
Boyardee, Chef Burns. That's exactly right.
Okay, so let's come up with a little bit of a comparison. So you have the Jones family, and they're
Sure.
going to go ahead and put together a pound of their local pasta from the market, white flour enriched pasta, and they went to the store and they picked up their jar of their ragu or prego or whatever sauces are out there on the market today.
Absolutely.
And so what would you do in your home?
I would cook it from scratch, and I'm getting the all organic crushed tomatoes, and I use that as my base. I'll even give you the recipe. I know it so well by hand, it's pretty quick. I use 32 ounces of crushed tomatoes, 1 can of 8-ounce organic sauce, and I mince. I've got the Pampered Chef mincer, and everybody's got a mincer, but I had the Pampered Chef party, so of course.
I love the Pampered Chef mincer.
My
I
wife
have it
had the
too.
party. I got everything. So I mince 6 cloves of garlic. I fry that in all natural extra virgin olive oil until it's slightly browned, and then I add in the sauces. I crush up a little bit of, with the Pampered Chef food chopper, a little bit of onion, usually half an onion if it's a medium onion. Throw it in with the hamburger to cook. I add my grass-fed organic beef, toss it into the sauce. If I'm at the same time cooking my pasta, inside 25 minutes, done.
Done. From scratch, whole,
Sure,
healthy,
from scratch.
organic.
And for spices, I typically do 3 tablespoons of oregano, 2 tablespoons of basil, and 2 tablespoons of parsley, and then a teaspoon of sugar.
And all those are available fresh?
Yep.
You can grow them right there
And
at
I do.
home?
I get all organic, dried herbs, and for sugar, I use sugar in the raw. That's what I get.
So let's talk to the viewer out there who is, let's go from the couch potato maybe to the gym rat.
Okay.
Let's talk calories and nutrition in 90 seconds. You know, how can you break this down? Again, the importance of proper nutrition and define what that means. And give some numbers with calories too, if you can, please, Kevin.
Everybody's calories are going to be different from a number. What I would encourage people
That's
to do is to get their basal metabolic tested. There are some free calculators that are algorithms online. You can get a rough idea. But for instance, if you live in Des Moines, a place like Hy-Vee, at all the big Hy-Vees, they have a dietitian there for $65. They will do a meal plan for you and do your basal metabolic testing. That'll give you the number. My basal metabolic number is 2268. So at a rest, if I laid on a couch, did nothing, 2,268 calories is what my body would burn. Then you have to factor in what extra activity you have. When I work out personally, I'm burning a lot of calories. My intake daily is somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 to 7,000 calories. And that is on a normal day.
For you,
That's
based
for
on
me.
the way that you train
Based on the
and
way that I
the
train.
lifestyle that you live. Got
For
it.
the average couch potato, if they ate that, they're gaining probably 3, 4, 5 pounds a day. That's
Right.
not good. We don't want that.
Right.
But for somebody who is trying to lose weight, they need to understand that if they're perfect for 6 days, that 7th day they make the trip to Godfather's or to wherever they're going to go to have some pizza, probably 1,000 calories a slice.
Sure.
And they can completely ruin all their work from the week in one sitting. It's gone. It's done. And people
But a lot
usually
of people
don't see
say that you can have one free day.
free with a definite quote around it, and it's pushed over to the side because it's definitely not free. It's free
Right.
based on what you want.
You will pay.
And I also see people that they put their goals way too low. Like, I want to lose a pound a month or 2 pounds a month or even a pound a week. And typically anybody who asks me that, I'll be pretty frank with them, and I'll be like, your goals are too low. You need to step up to the plate and either decide that you're going to make yourself healthy and make those choices, or you're really never going to get anywhere.
Right.
And a lot of people don't like to hear that. But
Now, I want to transition just a little bit because you do have a product line that you have been working on, and you're going to be launching here pretty soon. We have about a minute or so, but I wanted to be sure to bring this up, Kevin, because you know, you sprayed that on my shoulder, and instantly the pain went away just before the show. So can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Absolutely. Rapid fire relief.
Rapid fire relief.
I was a year ago looking for something for myself and needed really to find pain relief for myself on an ongoing basis, and I wanted all natural. So I started looking at what I could find to put a topical analgesic together, and everybody at the gym pretty much is saying, I smell that, let me try it. Everybody wanted it, and every person I sprayed it on, batting 1,000%. Not one person hasn't purchased the bottle, and I was like, man, I'm a sales guy.
Wow.
I think I can see the writing on the wall. I can go ahead and do it. But it's been great. But www.rapidfirerelief.com. Go there, check it out. It's available today.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I was absolutely amazed. Instantly that pain went away.
As am I, every time I use it, every day.
All right, rapid fire relief.
Yes.
Well, Kevin, we want to invite you to come back on the show again and keep us updated with everything that's going on and where you're going with rapid fire relief and how you're doing with the fights, okay?
I look forward to it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to having you on Solminod again.
Thank you.
And for all of you who have tuned in today, we thank you once again for watching us here on Solminod. I just want to let you know that next week we do have a very dear friend of mine, Clayton Holmes, is on. He is 3-time Super Bowl champion. He'll be joining us via Skype here in the show next week. We have guests coming up, Cheryl Haskins, author of Girlfriends Don't Matter, Cindy Watson, master makeup artist to the star, beauty expert, Wendy Griffith, CBN News anchor, Richard Lawson, actor, many, many more. So stay tuned in to the Solminod Show with Sonya. Ciao. Wardrobe provided by the Hall Tree. Plants and flowers provided by Gertz House Gallery. Set provided and staged by Interiors by Andrea. Hair provided by Michelle Mayola.